It's a kitchen intro. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking another loquacious introduction about a game and pondering and waxing philosophically. But no, I'm talking today about a game called Kitchen Rush, and it was only appropriate that we're in the kitchen here. I mean, granted, the inspiration for why these, or how my style in these videos is from a kitchen show. Put it in the comments if you can guess what it is. Kitchen Rush is in the kitchen. It's a game about being in the kitchen. Now, here's the interesting thing. I talked in the last video about overused themes, grossly overused themes. This is a grossly underused theme, the idea of being in the kitchen. I can think of two food-related ones that I know you can probably think of more, but what other grossly underused themes are there? We talked about overused, be zombies and Vikings and Cthulhu and trains and all this sort of stuff, but underused, I can think of Food Chain Magnate, Kitchen Rush, and there's probably a couple more, but this is interesting to play a game that's worker placement inside of a kitchen. So let's take a look right now how this game plays, because it's got some unique aspects to it that are related to the theme itself. Let's take a look how it plays and then come back up and talk about how it works and if we like it or not. So this is the basic setup for the game here. What you've got going on is you've got a worker placement board with different types of places that, depending on the player count, are closed off. So for instance, these two with the no symbol, they're not used in a two-player game at all. Now when you use the one-player rules, you use the same player count as two players, except you just play as two different colors. So these are closed off completely for the game. These lock symbols are things that can be unlocked later by going to the manager's office. But basically, this is my favorite part about the game. Your workers are in fact hourglasses, and I think they're right around 30 seconds each. So as you flip them over, they'll take time to drop out. But why is that important? Well, the rule is the round is played in 4 minutes. The actual action round is played in 4 real-time minutes. So whenever you place your worker on an action, let's just say the sink, you have to sit it there. Now you do the action, and you can do the action as long as you want, as long as your thing is there, but you cannot move to another location until the sand is run out of your timer. And granted, you've got 2 to play as yourself, and your partner has got 2, and then you also potentially have the helper with you as well. But each person you have with you playing out here working costs you $3 in the cleanup phase, so just know that you need to have enough money made for the end of the game. Let's go through the worker spots real quick, and I'll tell you what the purpose of the game is. This is our goal card for this game, just so you know, and I'll show you more about that in a minute. You've got the shopping area. This is an area big enough for as many people that want to go there can go there. You spend $1, you can get 5 of one type of good. So that would be meat, grains, salad stuff, either rice or pasta. It calls it all these different things. It could be vegetables, and then there should be some cheese in here as well. And you would place it in the storage area. Now, once you've unlocked this storage area, you would have access to it as well. You could also buy 3 of the regular types of spices and put them into the spice bag. I haven't 100% figured out why it's a bag, but I think it's actually to slow you down, because you have to actually reach in here and pull out. Now you can look in this, but you actually have to take the time to reach into this little bag and pull out spices, so it's just one little extra layer of difficulty. And the third thing you can do there is you can buy 2 of the more rare spices, red and yellow. That's the shopping. Manager's office allows you to buy upgrades or hire people back and do things like that. Your coins will go to the manager's office when you earn them. Your storage area, this is when you go to play, when you place here, this is when you can start taking the goods from your storage area and putting them on dishes out here, which we'll talk about in just a minute. Sink, this is where you clean your plates, so the dirty plates that are here cannot be used until they're clean. This is your clean plate area up here. Your oven, this is when you have a dish. Actually, let me show you over here first. The maitre d', this action will put new cards out here. For each new card you put out here, because you can do it up to 2 times per worker being there, you gain a coin. So your coin would go over here into the office as well. Well, that's a 5. You get the picture. And new orders come out. These orders are where you get your points and your money. You then take the orders by going to the waiter spot. And once you go to the waiter spot, you can take one of these cards and put it near your player area. You'll then collect well, let's use the one that I've got here because I've got it set up ready to go. You'll collect the plate size. So this is a 2. If you have a 2 that's in the clean area, you'll put it up here in the 0. This is the prep area. You then realize you need a vegetable, a pasta, a cheese, and some salt. So what you do is you'll take your worker, you'll put it over here in the storage, you'll take whatever's available. So you've got your pasta, your vegetable, your cheese. Well, let's just say I had one over here, because you actually can't do it. You couldn't cross between these storages. You'd have to go to the other storage to get it. So you take these, you put them onto this plate here. Now, here's the deal. Had I started cooking, which is this action here, had I started cooking before I put all these ingredients here, you cannot add them once you've started cooking. You can, however, add spices once you've started cooking, which is kind of thematic too, and I like that. So then you would need to go to the spices at some point while you're cooking. Reach down in this bag, get your white salt out of here, put the salt on there. Now this dish is basically ready to go. Now you notice it says it has to be cooked twice. So the reason for that is you'll go to the oven space, you'll move it down once, so that's cooking it once. So basically it takes you 1 minute to cook something twice, 90 seconds to cook something 3 times, really. Or, because you have 2 workers, you can double that up. So you have 1 worker going there, this one's just about to end, right here, sorry. You put this here and it goes down to 2. Now this is done. You can't move these workers, but this dish is ready. Now there's 2 things you can do. You can either wait till the cleanup phase and serve it, or you can serve it promptly. If you're 100% sure that it's ready, you can go over here to the waiter phase, flip this to its side, take the coins plus a 1 coin tip. You don't take the coins yet, I'm sorry. You take the tip of 1 coin, put it in the manager's office. This will score during the cleanup phase here. And that's all the actions on the board, actually. The upgrades are things you can get where you can open this new storage area, open this new oven space, get a new set of plates. There's one rule where if you don't have the plate size that you need, you can use the one size above it. So just know that that's an option for flexibility if you don't have the plates available because they're on someone else's board cooking with them. That's one of the things you can do. Now you get a planning phase before any of this happens, in which you can talk to each other about what your plan is for the turn. But it gets pretty frantic. It gets pretty crazy when you're playing, which I like. I love the fact that it's real-time worker placement, right? Cleanup phase, you have to pay for your workers, but first you score your recipe. So this one, it's got all 3 correct ingredients. It's got the right spice. It's a level 2 plate, and it's cooked twice. Boom, that scores. So we'll get the 3 coins for that. 3 coins will go out there. You also notice, and this is why I was going to show you this now, our goal to win this game in a 2-player game is we need to have 14 orders done. There's 4 rounds, 14 orders done, have 8 coins left over, and 6 on the prestige track. The prestige track is basically just a score tracker, so we get no prestige from this order. Now there are some orders out here you'll notice that give you 5 coins and 2 prestige. The cool thing about them is though, it's chicken casserole with herby dumplings. So it's kind of cool that it's 2 different things for this one recipe that you have to cook separately in order for this recipe card to be scored. So you would have to have a 3 dish of this and a 1 dish of that, which is pretty neat. Very thematic game. When you score prestige, you move up this track over here. If you were to score past one of these cards that has the prestige card, depending on the player count, you'll draw one of these cards over here. Sorry. Depending on the player count, you'll draw one of these cards right here. But these are little bonuses. It says that extended working hours. Each player may pay 1 coin and perform an additional action after the end of the action phase. Shopping action may only be performed once this way. So you couldn't just go there over and over and pay those things. So really cool. I like this. I like this system. The idea that you're playing real-time worker placement. That to me is brilliant. I don't know any other ones that do this, and I love the fact that they're hourglasses. So fantastic idea here. So you can obviously tell where I'm leaning already in the final thoughts, but it's so well thought out. The idea of doing this worker placement style for real time, and I love it. I think they really knock it out of the park with this. So excellent job, Artipia and Stronghold. Really, really great game. David Terzi and Vangelis. Anyway, I love this game. So I'm going to talk about some more things in the final thoughts right now. So that's it. I mean, that's all there is to the game. It's really a simple type deal, but the idea is that you have simultaneous worker placement, and that's exciting. The fact that no one else does that. I don't know anybody else who does the idea of simultaneous timed, real-time worker placement. So seeing it in this game is actually really exciting and good to see. It's fun. It works out well. And let's talk about the other thing that I didn't mention in just the review part is the art. Normally, you've seen me knock this company's art before, I think, with Pursuit of Happiness. I wasn't a fan, if that's them, and if it's not, I'm sorry. But this kind of cutesy, more cartoony art, not a fan of that typically, but it really works this time for some reason. I mean, you wouldn't want Michael Menzel doing this kitchen, although, I mean, I'd watch anything he does like that, but it just works, it feels good. But also the vegetables, meat, cheese, all those little resource tokens. I almost said meeples, but I know someone's going to go, actually, they're only meeples if they have people shape. But alas, those are really cool. In fact, there's that many different types, and the cubes, they go inside of the bag. I love that idea that you have spices inside the bag, and it actually makes it hard to get to. So it's kind of cool to actually have to slow down and get those spices out of there and get them accurately in your dishes. So really well made game. I highly recommend going to get Kitchen Rush. If you want to check out more videos we do here on the Dice Tower, check out this playlist that I've got down here below at The Latest Retro. It's all our videos that we have on the Dice Tower. And you can follow me on Twitter at The Latest Retro. Until next time, we'll see ya.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.